Hello and welcome to me bombastically going through some of my record collection. Now, since I'm sort of rocking the designer stubble, I'm not going to be doing George Michael though, but I thought, well, the first person I thought of with beards actually was Jeff Lynne from Electric Light Orchestra. So this will be me going through some of my stuff from Electric Light Orchestra. You're just waiting for me to trip over Electric Light Orchestra, aren't you? It might be a bit better if I say ELO. Then I'll probably trip over that instead. ELO. ELO. So anyway, I've got a few of their things down there. Right, down there. And I shall regale. Ooh. In my case, it would be spelt with G-A-Y. All right. Regale. Oh, listen. Hello, I'm Regale. Sounds like Gail doing it all over again, doesn't it? Anyway, the first one is the Polydor Australian copy of Evil Woman. Yes, Cliff Richard decided to shove a D in front of it and he had himself a Devil Woman. Oh, good on him, eh? So that's an Evil Woman there, who I'm putting back in its place. So you've got Polydor Evil Woman, a Polydoric Evil Woman. Oh my goodness me. Sounds very strange, doesn't it? And speaking of women, this one is Sweet Talkin'. Yep, this is a Sweet Talkin' Woman. And this is the UK copy, I think. And the interesting thing about this one is it's purple. Yes. Very Prince, isn't it? Well, before the time. So it's a sweet talking purple woman. So what a pickup line, hey? Hi, sweet talking woman. Do you want to rotate my purple? But yeah, this is UK copy. Purple. I love how that looks like a hamburger to me. That's probably not the intention, though it does look like it comes with cheese. And some of them don't have picture sleeves, as this proves, the Australian pressing to Livin' thing. And still remember the B-side to this, Fire on High. There was a book Beyond Backward Masking, and Fire on High was featured because of the thing of where you reverse it and it goes, time is reversible, turn back, turn back, turn back, or something like that. So you flip it over to the B side and you're told time isn't reversible. Gosh, tell me something I don't know. I think it was probably also in response to all that silly backmasking thing. You know, you play Beatles things backwards. Well, they were very Beatles influenced, but you play Beatles things backwards and you hear all this Billy Shears rubbish. So, who knows? And speaking of Australian pressings, this is the Australian pressing to Telephone Line. So, it's holding it up like that and me saying that kind of is like, well, if he gets it wrong, he's really ready for the Dementia Ward. So this is Telephone Line on the festival label. And so, yeah, I don't quite know what else to say to that, except for I'm going to go on to the next one. And, oh, it's another copy of Telephone Line. So with this one, you've got the logo for the El Dorado album. But there's also something quite groovy about this. It sort of harks back to Sweet Talkin' Woman, where we've got a green telephone line. With green, does that kind of imply poison ivy? And so it's a telephone call that's probably not exactly welcome. So you've got a green telephone line. Yeah. A green telephone line with a big hole. Oh. more room to touch that dial. The other side of the of this too is interesting with the sort of the laser and stuff like that. It kind of looks very much like a disco without any dancers. Maybe by that stage they'd hung up. And this is the Australian copy to Turn the Stone, as it's sort of so eloquently placed on the label there. And yeah, the festival cover isn't all that flash, is it? Yeah, sometimes when you get these, you've got no real choice as to how good the cover is, as long as the record plays well. So I put it on the turntable and it sounds like there's a bushfire going on in the background with all the cracks and pops. And next up is Shine a Little Love. As we can see, it's got the logo there. She's praying over the logo. Yeah, I've noticed with this one, if you rotate it to the right, it looks like the person's looking at it face to face rather than looking down on the big flying saucer ELO logo. Well, that's another way of shining a little love. Either way, you're still getting it in your face. Oh, and it was the first one that I've got that's on the yellow jet label there as well. And next up, we've got the ELO logo clutched under the arm. Don't bring me down. Can't quite work out what the person's trying to do there. From looking down at it to running away with it. Yeah. Oh well, regardless, the person's still got it. And that's the Australian pressing too, by the way. And the next one is UK pressing of the Diary of Horace Wimp. Diary of Horace Wimp. You were waiting for me to spoonerise that, weren't you? The Diary of Horace Himp. Sounds like a red light district person, doesn't it? Showing us the full band there, replete in leather trousers by the looks of that. Well, yeah, those leather trousers. Well, that explains the falsetto in the song, doesn't it? Horace Wimp, this is your right. Well, it was 1979. It was almost like falsetto was the thing, wasn't it? Oh, that's an idea. Maybe I should do a Bee Gees one next time. Oh, you're thinking, good God, no. Well, I've got the beard for it. You'd be there thinking, oh, good God, no, he'll be doing that annoying falsetto the entire way through. I would not! Anyway, back to the ELO ones. Next one is All Over the World. Kind of bland compared to the previous cover, isn't it? Pink and black. It's a pink and black cover from Xanadu. It's obviously to show that it's got nothing to do with roller skates and Olivia Newton-John. Gosh, looks like 4 of those and you could have yourself an interesting vehicle. Be like riding on a very bad dirt road, wouldn't it? Alright, next up is a very strange copy of Rock and Roll is King. I always used to think Rock and Roll is Keen when I grew up listening to this song on the radio. No, rock and roll is keen. Well, rock and roll is kind of keen, isn't it? And it sort of suits a vernacular of someday, anyway. So yes, this is the Brazilian version of Rock and Roll is King. And the interesting thing is with some of these is that it's actually 33 1/3. It's on the Epic label, but the vinyl is 33 1/3. Someone got that one. But yeah, the ring wear on there is terrible, isn't it? Kind of ruins the artistry of that, unfortunately. That's not an example of how being in my record collection's exacerbated that either. I've always had these things in covers. I bought it like that. And lucky last, we're still on Rock and Roll is King, except we have the UK copy of the single. Oh, actually, the other side of that shows the picture in full without ringwear. So it's a ringwear-free picture. I can imagine the size of the finger that would go on, eh? Mm. Yes, all those secret messages. Lots of secret messages. Whoa, that's what they were accused of, with that whole fire on high thing and stuff like that. I suppose that's a good segue in regards to the B-side. After all that, that's the last one. And there we go. So that's all of my ELO 7-inch single collection. I know there's obviously more out there, but these are the ones that I was able to get my hands on. These hands. No one else's hands. It'd be a bit of a worry, isn't it? You, with those other... You have hands too. Can you please get me that ELO single? Thanks. Appreciated. But anyway, that's the end of that one. I've reached the end of that. And hopefully you liked this video, and if you did, please do the likes and subscribes and the bells and the whistles and all of that sort of blah 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 blah. And hopefully I shall see you in the next one. Okay, please take care of yourself, and thanks once again. Ciao.